and with the sun, which had been so high, was setting. After I left the hospital, I returned home. The door slid shut behind me. I'm home! At the empty front door, my voice reverberated. From that closed-off room, the moment I opened the door, a blast of hot air had come in. I opened the living room window and let in the outside air. Even just that much cooled the room. Looking at the clock, it was 4. Still early for Mother to come home. I placed my slightly sweaty sailor uniform in the washing machine and changed into pajamas. And then, after I finished washing the rice, to help out Mother who would be returning soon, I finished the preparations for making dinner. Since I was feeling well at this point, I set myself to doing at least this much. Really, I could just relax in my room, but instead I switched on the fan in the living room. Father and Mother are working in the middle of this heat. For me alone to be in a cool, air-conditioned room, it gave me a bad feeling that I couldn't do it. The door opened and slammed shut. She's home. I'm home. Welcome home. Mother returned from her part-time job. Almost always around this time, she would come home. Satsumi, did you eat dinner yet? Not yet. Then let's eat together. Today I got lots of croquettes again. Sitting at the table across from each other, the two of us started an early dinner. Because Father's commute had lengthened, he often came home late, and so the times the two of us ate like this, separate from him, increased. So, is it good? If you want, eat the fries too. You like them, don't you? With that, Mother offered the plate of fries. Before, I had continued to eat them silently. Since then, it seemed Mother thought I liked them. You know, your mother since yesterday had been frying the fries. Eh? So, these aren't really just leftovers. You don't have to worry. You see, when I said that you liked them, the people at the store said I could take home as much as I wanted. Cheerfully, happily, Mother spoke on. Exactly what were the conditions that led the people at the store to say that, I didn't know. But just from imagining it, I was filled with guilt. For some reason, I was pained. So from now on, look forward to it. In front of such a mother, all I could do was just stay quiet and continue eating the fries, trying as best I could to eat as if they were delicious. A few days later, with the usual cicadas and the sun consecutively setting record heat. Under such a sky, I came here once again. A high ceiling, a white room, a small folding chair on which I sat. However, even though I came here, it was just, I came here, simply that. It's not like we talked about anything special, and at the least, I never brought up any interesting conversation topics. It was just on the level of sitting next to the unliterally chatting Haimeko-san, making uninteresting responses. So, one question. Decisively, I tried asking a direct question. Is being with me fun? Yes, when I'm with you, I know no boredom. Sarcasm? No such thing. It's really fun. A Satsumi-chan lovey-dovey kind of feeling. Maybe she's toying with me. I couldn't help thinking that, but Haimeko-san was always like this. One-sidedly getting all worked up whenever I said and cheerfully following her own pace to the end. And then, just when we had that exchange, a knock came from the door. Good afternoon. The person who came in was an elderly lady I didn't recognize. It was the first time I saw anyone come into this room. Haimeko-san, how are you feeling today? Well, nothing special, I guess. Today is a bathing day. What shall I do? I'm fine, thanks for your concern. Then, if there's anything, feel free to say. Once again, the door shut with a click. With those final words, the lady I didn't know left the room again. At first, I had thought it was a family member, but it seemed to be otherwise. Maybe it was a helper, since she was wearing an apron. She seemed to be like one. It was just that, I felt she was somehow different from the other people I saw called helpers. That person just now, who was it? Ah, a helper that was assigned to someone else. It seemed that I was right that she was a helper. But because there really did seem to be a difference, Himiko-san explained about helpers here. It seemed that the helpers of the general ward were generally supposed to help people in the physical sense. Depending on the hospital, it could be a job, and there also seemed to be some who looked upon it as a form of part-time work. Compared to that, the 7th floor helpers. Because mental care was relatively important, if you came thinking it was a part-time job, you apparently wouldn't be accepted. Well, at least for this hospital, all the 7th floor helpers should be volunteers. I see. How admirable. I was a bit impressed. It might have been obvious, but I had heard that those who had not been informed beforehand couldn't enter the 7th floor. For those people who, by their own choosing, volunteered for free for the sake of those patients, I plainly felt admiration. But at my reaction, Himiko-san, indeed admirable. And she replied without conviction. Looking at it normally, you'd think you'd sense a bit of something like appreciation. And then, Himiko-san's words from before. That was assigned to someone else. That someone else nagged at me. From just those words, one would think that Himiko-san's assigned helper also existed somewhere. But so far, I had never seen anyone like that. Himiko-san's assigned helper is... There isn't one. Isn't one? Why? Because I don't need one. Plainly, that was the only answer she gave. I didn't really understand, but maybe the 7th floor helpers could be refused if the patient said so. Certainly, Himiko-san, when compared to the other people of the 7th floor, could walk normally and, because she was young, was lively, but... Come to think, since I've come here, I had not once seen any family members come to visit. But that's because now you come. Huh? It's as if she saw what I was thinking and replied. Thanks, that leaves 3. Leaves 3? Yeah, I wanted a friend from a different age group. You know, isn't it common? The 10 things you want to do before dying. And she lightly used the word dying. That might also be because she's on the 7th floor, but to have that word said in a cheery voice suddenly was jarring. However, the 10 things one wants to do before dying. What they were, I didn't know. How much time Himiko-san had left, I also didn't know. Looking at it the other way, I could say there were 3 things remaining. Well, it's like that, Sitsumi. If the Bible is correct, it seems like the world was created in 7 days. And so, even with the time I have left, don't you think most of them are possible? That doesn't make a good example. Well, don't say things like that. There's 3 things left, so if you don't mind, come along with me. It looks like we've become friends, the 2 of us. Upon the first week of meeting, I've been asked to go along with the 3 remaining things to do before dying. Himiko-san's words, I didn't know how serious she was, but it seems that I would probably be coming to this place often.